13
Oh,
giant,
God.
highly toxic spines that...
Holy!
I don't think it gets much worse than neurotoxin to the nuts. Australia has a lot of spiders, but recently we found a new one, because of course we fucking did. And the new one is the most certified Australia moment I've ever seen. For a bit of context, one of the several thousand spider species we are home to is the Sydney funnelweb, the deadliest spider on the planet. Because of course it's down here. Where the fuck else did you think you were going to find it? These scary looking fuckers are highly venomous and can flatline you with a bite in 15 minutes.
Wait, does anyone here have arachnophobia? I don't remember, but I've seen this dude's short like a few times. Yeah, they're pretty good.
And if you think wearing thick clothes will save you, be aware the bastards have fangs long enough to punch through shoe leather. Now, why do I bring these little nightmares up? What is the one thing worse than a spider rocking armor-piercing rounds that can send you to heaven with same-day delivery? A bigger spider rocking the same perk setup. That's right, Australian scientists have found a brand new species of this funnel web that is even bigger. How much bigger? Well, the standard Sydney funnel web grows to around 5 centimetres. And I mean, if you're asking me, 2 inches is more than enough. 2 inches is...
Chat, what are your thoughts on this? Is 2 inches enough? Is 2 inches enough, guys? Oh, I don't know what a centimeter is. I don't know what a centimeter is either.
Actually fucking huge. By comparison, this is the new one. It's twice the fucking size, cunt! 4 inches of 8-legged menace to the animal kingdom. But that isn't even the best part. You see, do you know what they named this thing?
What?
Do you know what
What?
professional scientists named a supersized version of the most dangerous spider on the entire fucking planet?
What?
The Newcastle Big Boy.
Yeah!
Deadliest spider on the entire fucking globe. Big Boy. Only in Australia. Platypus are weird, but I'm not sure you quite understand just how fucking weird. So,
The bigger the spider, the less dangerous they are. Well, this one's the most dangerous one. So...
everyone knows the basics. They lay eggs, they sweat milk, and they look like God hit randomizer on the spore creature creator and just called it a day. But you see, mate, that's barely even scratching the surface of weird platypus features. First up, as is the qualifier for any Australian animal, did you know they're venomous? No, I'm not fucking with you. You heard me correctly. Male platypus actually have venomous spurs on their hind legs. These spurs...
Also, did you guys know that platypuses had venom? I did not.
Spurs are multi-purpose, acting as defense from predators, as well as a tool for throwing hands with other male platypus during mating season. And
Oh
while
my
their
God.
venom is non-lethal, that doesn't mean
Perry
that
the
getting stung by
platypus?
them doesn't fucking
Perry the
suck.
platypus?
See, platypus venom can cause extreme pain and swelling, and to ensure you remember not to fuck with them again, these effects can last for several months and have no treatment or anti-venom. So if Perry stabs your shit, your only option is to cry about it. Next on the list of offensive capabilities, I shit you not, platypus share the same hunting method as sharks. You see, that big-ass bill isn't just for show, as it contains enough surveillance equipment to make the CIA blush.
What?
Possessing the ability to sense
platypus.
changes in pressure in the water, but most importantly, containing electroreceptors that track electrical signals from muscle
my God,
contractions
wait.
made by their prey.
They
Meaning that when whatever they're chasing starts
have
quaking
lots
in
of
fear,
pussies.
they know about it. And last but not least, as if those things weren't already unbelievable, we recently discovered something new. Platypus are fucking biofluorescent. They glow. If
They
you
glow
hit
in
these
the dark! Glow in the dark platypus!
things with a black light, they go bright fucking green. And the
Really?
best part of that is, we have no clue why they do it. I guess it just means Perry was a biblically accurate platypus man. I'll give up, man. Who fucking designed this thing?
That's crazy, bro. Yeah.
Stepping on this rock could straight up paralyze you.
Cause it's
That's
not a
because
rock. What
this
is
isn't
it?
actually a rock. That is a stonefish.
Chat, have you guys ever gone fishing before? And what was your favorite fish to catch in the fishing time when you did fishing? I like walleyes.
Species of underwater menace native to Australia. And coming as a surprise to absolutely no one, it is also the most venomous fish in the ocean. Because of course it is. As if the f***ing
What?
snakes and spiders weren't enough, now I can get packed up by a pet rock. But why is
I
this
love
Pokemon
rocks.
reject such a threat to my mental health? Well, you see, stonefish use their
Sharks are
special
cool.
venom for defense. However, unlike most other animals that do this little f***er doesn't have the decency to dress like a neon sign to warn you. No, 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 no. This bastard is a 6th prestige
I'm
prop
just
hunt
a
veteran,
rock,
having
man.
evolved some of the most impressive camouflage in the animal kingdom to make hunting easier. and once they've set themselves up, they are basically indistinguishable from Patrick Starr's house. Now, this is a fairly major problem as they love to live in the shallows on the beach, and
That's
that venom we
messed up.
talked about earlier is stored in these 13
Oh,
giant,
God.
highly toxic spines that
Holy wait, it can pierce through a whole last thing. What the hell, man? Crazy.
deliver venom when pressed on. Here you can probably...
Did you see the freaking thing come out of that? Hell no. Fuck!
That's where I'm going with this. Considering it's hard enough to spot these things while you're paying attention, if you were, say, on a romantic walk along the beach with one of the homies, and while distracted by his ethereal beauty, weren't paying too much attention to where you were walking, it would be very easy to place your foot in the wrong spot and step directly onto 13 hypodermic needles, which would then deliver a ginormous dose of neurotoxin straight into your system. Oh, you thought it was normal venom? No. You see, these things maxed out the toxin skill tree, producing a mixture of 2 neurotoxins that can flatline you by collapsing your heart and lungs
What the
in
hell,
under an
man?
hour. And even if you survive, the sting still causes extreme pain, swelling, and tissue necrosis. Because this is Australia, where even the scenery is trying to one-shot.
For real? He did that fish? Did he die though? That's crazy, man. I would kill myself, Loki. In Minecraft.
This bird can straight hit you with a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Finish him!
Introducing the cassowary, a species of ratite native to the land down under. And for once, guys,
Down under.
it's not venomous. Can still flatline you though, and I'm going to tell you how. You see, these neon chickens belong to the same family of birds as the emu, and as such share their impressive size. Coming
I'm
in a
an
solid
animal authority.
79 kilos and growing up to 6 feet tall, meaning
That's taller than like a lot of guys. That's an actual dinosaur? That's what I'm saying, man. What the hell?
the short kings in my audience could, in theory, mount these things like a chocobo. But what makes them stick out from emus?
Chocobo
Well, you
Final
see, the
Fantasy
cassowary
reference.
is basically a spec ops emu, being twice the weight, highly territorial.
What kind of sound is that, bro?
And most importantly, coming with a f***ing combat knife strapped to their foot. That's right, this is a cassowary
Nah,
claw.
man,
That's the
I'm
reason they
running.
can hit
That's
you
what
with a
I'm
fighting game
saying,
finisher.
bro.
You see, these claws are a full 5 inches long.
I'm sorry, can we run that back? You won't get far?
You know what I mean? Honestly, 5 inches, way too big for anything, and especially for something that's going inside me. And if you anger the tactical assault turkey, that is exactly what you're gonna get, as their go-to defense method is to kick you square in the gut with that kitchen knife and attempt to disembowel you. And I mean, even if the kick doesn't put your insides on the outsides, that kick is still going to send you flying, which can cause some fairly major problems. Problems like the incident that occurred in 2012, where I you not, a cassowary ran up behind a random tourist, hit the heavy attack button, and kicked the guy down a small cliff into the ocean.
Oh my god!
I mean, luckily he survived, but the fact that I live in a country where at any point I could be hit with a sneak attack by a kaiju turkey is terrifying.
Literal velociraptors. Holy shit, man.
Touching this plant will put you in the hospital. I'm dying. This is the gympie-gympie plant, a piece of foliage native to the land down under. And surprising no one, not only is the thing venomous, it is in fact the most painful plant on the planet. Because yeah, no, of course, man, even the fucking leaves down here have a problem with me. Growing
That's
in
true.
rainforests of northern Queensland, these hell bushes are covered in tiny hairs that upon closer inspection aren't hairs at all and are actually thousands of hypodermic needles waiting to
Oh my
stab you and
God.
break off inside your skin if you so much as brush them. Once inside you, these needles will inject you with, I am not kidding, neurotoxin and cause absolutely excruciating pain. I mean, like comedic levels of pain. With one person describing it as being covered in hot acid and electrocuted, and another woman saying that it was straight up more painful than childbirth and she'd given birth 4 times.
That's fucked. That's messed up. How is that possible? What do you mean? There's Earth and then there's Australia. So true! What is happening in Australia? Are they okay?
And the fucked up part is, the neurotoxin isn't even lethal. So this spiteful of a plant is hurting you purely for the love of the game.
Just
Mind you,
because
there are
I
reports
can.
of people saying getting stung by this thing is actually worse than being put in the ground. This is because Groot's little hellspawn cousin here can continue hurting you for literal years after being stung. This is because those thousands of little hypodermic needles are actually made out of silicon, meaning your body can't break them down. And with how thin they are, your skin will usually close up over the top of them, meaning that these neurotoxin-emitting
it's just
slithers
gonna
can
get
sit
stuck,
inside your
man.
skin for literal years, releasing more neurotoxin any time that they're moved or disturbed.
4 months post-sting and he's still got that shit on him? What a fucking nightmare.
Agonizing pain is so unbelievably bad that there have even been records of, trying not to get banned here, people Alt-F4ing existence to make it stop. This particular incident came from a man who accidentally used one of the plant leaves as toilet paper. I don't think it gets much worse than neurotoxin to the nuts.
No! This man's fucking shocked. He's like, just took the shit. Hell nah. Wipe real quick. Absolute fire to your butt. I will lose it.
Crocodiles are just dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct. I am dead serious, and I cannot think of a croc species to better make my point than the saltwater crocodile, a species native to the land down under, and shocking absolutely no one, yes, it can and will eat you.
Yeah.
You see, keeping on theme with the whole forgetting to go extinct thing, the salty stat spread just feels like something that should have been patched out with the rest of Jurassic Park, starting with their ridiculous size. You see, salties are the largest reptile on the planet, coming in at a total of 6 meters long with a maximum weight of 1,100 kilos, which makes this murder lizard genuinely longer than my car. And the up part is that despite being longer than my ute, they are for some reason absolute masters of stealth.
That's actually so true.
See, crocs are ambush predators, which is a scientific way of saying they are dirty campers. See, they've got 2 raised eyes that sit on the top of their heads, which means they can submerge their Ford Falcon-sized frame basically entirely under the water without sacrificing the ability to spot whatever they are looking to turn into a Happy Meal. And from your perspective as the Happy Meal, they are really difficult to see, which makes it very easy to walk just a little too close and get bitten in half by that hydraulic press that they call a mouth.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Excuse me? I don't think I want to visit Australia anymore. That was like a bone the size of your skull.
That's right, just like any good camper, these scaly arseholes are packing a one-shot in the form of one of the highest bite forces of any animal on the planet, having been recorded at putting out a maximum of 3,700 psi of force through their jaws. To put that into context, your skull will crack at 1,100 psi.
I told you! No, that was how much you had to like crack a skull, man.
Croc would pop your head like a watermelon. And if you don't immediately get folded by the first bite, those jaws will latch onto you as the croc begins a death roll, spitting its ton of body weight like a washing machine until whatever part of you it has decided to eat snaps off and is added to its protein goals.
Oh my god.
But the best thing about the crocodile is their build is so good.
Death roll. Oh my god.
With very little evolutionary change for 65 million years. Which means I grew up watching Steve Irwin wrestle dinosaurs for fun. Rest in peace, you absolute legend.
Absolute Giga Chad. I don't like Australia anymore.
Are really dumb.
That's
in fact,
cute.
Australia's fuzzy icon is probably the dumbest thing on the planet.
It's literally you.
It starts with their diet, because of all the things they could have chosen to eat, they chose to eat nothing but straight up poison.
Yeah.
You see, koalas feed exclusively on eucalyptus leaves, which, shocking no one, are highly toxic, because they are full to the brim with eucalypt oil, which is so fucking poisonous that as little as 3.75 mil is enough to land you in the afterlife, with the Reaper asking you why the fuck you felt the need to eat a leaf.
Why?
Oh, it's also highly flammable and burns like napalm. Because
True.
Australia. Now, despite nature putting up this giant do not
the
eat sign,
STD bear,
that did
what?
not stop the koala because he can't f***ing read. This suboptimal bulking
Yep.
diet not only gives the koala all in the way of nutrition, but also requires their body to rest to filter out the toxins so they don't f***ing cark it. Meaning
Lamau.
they need to spend upwards of 18 hours a day sleeping.
Bro, that's literally me. Chat, this is me on my days off. I need to sleep for 1 million years.
In order to just digest their fucking food. These dumbasses spend most of their life
Of course I
in
know
a
him.
food
He's
coma.
me.
That is, however, if they even get to the food to begin with, because they are so mind-numbingly brain dead that they will not recognize a eucalyptus leaf as food unless it is on the branch. I could give
That's
this
so funny. I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
dumbass a lifetime supply of food, and if it wasn't on a stick, he would starve to death.
No
It should come as
leaves?
no surprise to you at this point that the koala has such an esky temperature IQ that they literally have a smooth brain. The thoughts slide right off of this dumb.
brain is so
I
smooth.
love him.
No ridges or lumps. No valleys or bumps.
This wasp is basically a xenomorph. Introducing
Why is it different color?
the tarantula hawk wasp, possibly one of the most
Did they put 3 different animals in the title of one? Tarantula hawk wasp.
nightmare-inducing insects on the planet. And the reason it's such a threat to your mental health is because its hunting and reproduction strategy is ripped straight from Ellen Ripley's autobiography. But
Oh my
before we
God.
get to the strats, you're gonna have to learn a little bit about it first. Native to Australia, because of course it fucking is, this fucker is the largest wasp on the planet, coming in at a massive 2.5 inches. Which, I mean, boys, we would all agree.
Why the fuck is it so big? Why is it so big?
Well above
man,
average, right?
no,
Huge.
no,
And this is
no.
probably the most effective 2 inches has ever been because it has the second most painful sting of any insect on the planet, coming in just barely behind the bullet ant. Pack and a half-inch stinger with a potent venom that has been described as blinding, debilitating, and electric. Now, the size and poison aren't just for nothing, because as the name tarantula hawk wasp suggests, they are purpose-built, genetically perfect killing machines designed specifically to violate spiders, making Australia
They kill spiders! I would go back and look at that image, but I really don't want to. They ate that shit.
basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for them. But they don't just execute the spiders. No, that'd be too normal. Hawk wasps use spiders to reproduce in one of the most horrific ways possible. And that all starts
I'm sorry, what?
with a female hawk wasp hunting down a tarantula. As the buff bulking spider takes a wrong turn down a dark alley, the hawk wasp, noticing the 8 sets of TNs on his feet, proceeds to fucking jump him, flying down from above to land a sting into the spider's abdomen, instantly and permanently paralysing it. The Bug Harbour Butcher then proceeds to drag the still completely conscious and aware spider into an isolated kill room, which is where the fucked up part really begins. Because our wasp isn't hungry, it's pregnant, and proceeds to lay its egg on the paralysed spider's abdomen. After about 3 to 4 days, that egg hatches into a larvae. A very, very hungry larvae. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of fresh fruit right here underneath them. That food being the still paralysed, still very conscious and aware spider. The larvae burrows into the spider's abdomen and gets to work converting it into a KFC family bucket, consuming it from the inside out, purposely avoiding vital organs to keep the food nice and fresh.
What the frick? What a nightmare! What do you mean?
After it's done consuming a living being, the larvae breaks forth from the demolished corpse like a fucking chestburster and fucks off to continue the generational arachnid violation. Anywho, good luck getting any sleep tonight.
Oh, hell no! What the fuck? That's crazy! But
A gorilla can't beat 100 men in a fight. He gets jumped.
Oh, I remember
begs
that.
the question, which animal does win? And the answer, stepping into the ring at 5 meters long and weighing in at a genuinely
hippopotamus.
4,500 kilos. I
Hippopotamus.
present to you the hippopotamus. Hippo causing a 100-long line at the gates of heaven after a fight is honestly pretty plausible. You see, despite the fantastic PR work Moo Gang has done for the hippopotamus community,
I love him.
I want Moody!
I want Woody!
doesn't change the fact that Moto here is a sentient Ford F-150, the temperament of a fucking serial killer who can win this fight for one very specific reason. You can't fucking hurt it.
What?
You say the hippopotamus is possibly the
Wait, he's kind of fast though. Why is he low-key fast? Wait,
tankiest land animal on the fucking planet, packing an unbelievably
he's
thick
moving, bro.
2-inch high. Now look, we all know 2 inches is a lot,
fucking moving.
especially in the sheets, but in the streets of the African savannah, this makes them practically Don't believe me? Here is a hippopotamus walking away from 10 lions trying to
He's unbothered.
convert it into a family meal. Notice how the hippopotamus does not give a single fuck. If Mufasa and his extended family can't hurt it, neither can you. However, don't let the fact that it's walking away fool you here. The hippopotamus is not a peaceful animal. They are, in fact, violent, psychopathic, 4.5-ton thundercats that can and will bite you in half.
That's why
the bite of 87?
One tap, bro.
A hippo's jaw produces 2,000 psi of pure crushing force. So if he catches your ass, you are the watermelon. And as if the hydraulic press wasn't bad enough, don't forget they've got 2 20-inch fangs in that mouth.
Was that the bite of 87?
It'll put a hole in you big enough to stick your f***ing arm through. But honestly, the bite doesn't even f***ing matter. It weighs 4.5 tons and can run at 30k an hour.
Yeah, I told you he's
Getting
a
hit
fast
by-
boy. Why is he so fast? That's a heavy ass ball.
A charging hippo is like getting hit by a f***ing bus. There is no way we are winning a fight against something that could probably take out 10 people just by rolling over.
That's actually me, bro.
In summary, don't f*** with the hungry hippo.
That alligator he's just dead, bro. He just perished.
Komodo dragons are horror villains. I mean, seriously,
Oh,
this
I've heard about
industrial-sized
those.
lizard is easily one of the biggest assholes in the animal kingdom when it comes to hunting methods, packing a PhD in suffering and a double degree in biological warfare purely because they cannot be expending effort to hunt. You see,
What do they mean by
Godzilla's
that?
cousin here is the largest lizard in the world, weighing up to 166 kilos and being a full 3.13 meters in length.
Wait,
which
that's
means,
kinda
for the
huge.
short kings in my audience, if you're brave enough, bang a motor transport right there. Now, being the reptile equivalent of a Cadillac Escalade means that the Komodo dragon needs to consume a lot of calories to keep that bulk going. However, rather than using that bulk to proactively chase down and body slam its prey, they can take down prey 3 times their size because, as if being a reptilian tank was not enough, they are also venomous.
What the?
And this isn't just your run-of-the-mill snake venom that, gives you a nice quick 15-minute death. No. A Komodo hunt starts with it running up to its prey and giving it a nice big chomp on the leg. Injecting
Oh, that's Jilver.
hemorrhagic venom. After biting, the Komodo dragon off and just sits there watching.
And waits.
The confused and bewildered animal runs off into the forest, leaking blood, allowing that Komodo dragon to track it like a DoorDash order.
That's
A week goes
crazy.
by, and that bite wound isn't closing because hemorrhagic venom prevents blood clots. So the animal is still
Just
slowly
bleeds
bleeding
to
out,
death.
and the Komodo is still watching. More time passes. That bite wound gets infected because Komodos are carrion feeders, meaning that the inside of their mouth is full of enough rotting flesh and bacteria to give Asmongold a run for his money.
That's so keck. That's actually so keck.
Action begins to drain the animal's strength, and the Komodo is still watching. Another week passes. The infection
Damn,
has spread,
bro.
and the flesh has begun to rot. And you best believe that ass lizard is still there watching like he's waiting for his meal to heat up in the microwave. Once the bleeding, disease-ridden animal becomes too exhausted
He's
to move on
literally
its
doing
own
Scarlet
and
Rot
collapses,
IRL, man.
the Komodo strolls over and eats it alive, shredding it into chunks if it's larger, or if it's small enough, swallowing it whole as it screams on the way down. Even for me, man, that's fucked.
He said, I'm hungry and you're what I eat, bro. That's fucked.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom noodle in the world.
I like snakes, Chad. Do you guys like snakes? I like snakes. I think snakes are cute.
I'll give you exactly one guess as to where it's found.
Down under.
It's Australia, of course. It's fucking Australia. Be so serious here.
noodle.
Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada? More specifically, as the name suggests, the taipan is found inland in the outback. Luckily, extremely far from civilization.
I also want
because
a pet
this
snake.
homicidal hospital hose is the definition of size doesn't matter. Because despite having extremely small fangs for a venomous snake, coming in at only 6.2 millimeters, the taipan is here to show you that you absolutely can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet. Yeah, taipan venom is a pina colada
It's gonna
of
eat
pain,
Bubba.
containing but not limited to hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis, nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and 3 different kinds of neurotoxin. Needless to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes. And that venom is so fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people. But the funniest part of this snake's venom is that in the wild, they only hunt rats and f***ing mice. The deadliest venom
That's
on the planet.
bro.
And they are using it to pack up Remy the rat. It's like
That's
hunting a rabbit
fucked
with a
up, man.
AWP.
That's the cutest f***ing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Kaboom!
Counter-terrorists win.
But why did they develop that such strong, like, how did they come to develop that? I'm gonna fucking
This
cry.
adorable little
Oh,
octopus
baby.
is also the world's deadliest. Introducing the blue-ringed octopus, a species of cephalopod native to Australia, and in a shock to precisely 0 people at this point, it's venomous. Because of course it's fucking venomous.
It's got
Why
colours
wouldn't it
on
be
it.
venomous? That'd make my life way too fucking easy. Now, to its credit, unlike
unless
most of the
you're a
toxic
black
bullshit in
mamba.
this
What's a
hellscape
black
I call
mamba?
home,
Is that a
they at least
spider?
have the common decency to be coloured like a fucking neon sign.
It's
However,
cute.
it immediately loses this credit by being the octopus equivalent of a fucking hobbit, coming
Wow.
in smaller than a 50-cent coin.
It's a little baby.
This is a problem, because it is the most venomous octopus in the world.
Oh.
That's right, this fluoro spaghetti ball is packed to the brim with neurotoxin. More specifically, tetrodotoxin. You know, the same shit that turns cooking a puff fish into a quick time event? Yeah, these little guys are packing it too. However,
literally me,
because
bro.
it is Australian, the blue-ringed octopus is on violence timing and is the only animal in the world to use this as an offensive measure by way of a venomous bite. But what does the venom actually do? Well, imagine you're wading through the rock pools with the homies and you accidentally disturb this little gentleman's residence.
Hi.
The blue ring, taking the American approach to home defense, suctions onto your leg and bites you. Best part, it's completely painless. So if you're distracted by how thick your mate's looking in those Speedos, you aren't going to feel shit. That is, until your face starts tingling like TV static. It's warm out here under the sun, but you weren't sweating like this 5 minutes ago.
Black Mamba equals Kobe Bryant. That's what I was gonna say.
Now you got a headache. You start to feel sick, weak. You go to call out, but your voice comes out slurred like you just knocked back a bottle of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
And then suddenly, your legs come out from under you and you hit the beach. Fun fact about tetrodotoxin. It's a paralytic.
Oh, it's
Freezes up
silver.
your muscles one by one, starting with your arms and legs, which is why you're kissing the sand. You know what else is a muscle? Your diaphragm, the muscle that controls your breathing.
Breathing.
And yeah, turns those bad boys off too. And so, your chest stops rising and falling, and you suffocate to death right there on the beach.
You just fucking die. 2 shots of vodka. I love
you may
that
be wondering,
so much.
how come no one called an ambulance? That's easy. They didn't have time to. You went up to meet
You're
your
dead.
ancestors in under 20 minutes. God ordered your ass with same-day shipping, and this little fucker delivered.
Oh my
Employee of the
god.
month.
Not
This
fun.
shrimp can cause explosions.
Wait, I like him. Look at him. He's so pretty. I love it when animals have a bunch of nice colors, but usually that means they're like really dangerous, aren't they?
My main goal is to blow up.
And act like I don't know nobody.
Made it to the West Indo-Pacific Ocean and possibly the coolest crustacean under the sea. Because this fluorescent armoured sausage is actually a voracious, bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a weapon powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear. See, the mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with easily the most advanced set of eyes on the fucking planet. First off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a periscope, giving them a full 360 degrees of vision. However, more importantly, they can see colours we can't. You see, the mantis shrimp's eyes can...
Have you ever thought about all the colors that you can't see? You know how there's ultraviolet and shit? I wonder if that's just like... Because that's like a range that we're not allowed to like perceive, right? And the only way we can perceive it is by using special cameras that convert the energy into like a way that we can see it.
A full 15 photoreceptor cones compared to our 3. Which is a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance.
Oh my piece.
Now, not only is the visual clarity unmatched, they can also see into the infrared and ultraviolet light spectrums. And despite all of this, they still can't find who asked. What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward, and,
Oh
most
my
importantly, Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs famously exist inside of a defensive shell. So, how does this polite little gentleman break into the shell? Simple. He throws hands.
Oh my god.
That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has a punch that produces 15,000 newtons of force. That is 176 newtons per gram. So if a human was capable of that same kind of force, a right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite. Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is so fast it creates a vacuum in the water called a cavitation bubble, which then immediately collapses
At such a speed,
it creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target and reaches a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. Mr.
What?
Krabs is getting f***ing disintegrated.
Money, money, money.
That shouldn't be but he's so tiny. How is this possible? He's literally so small.
Most snails aren't scary, except for this one. This one's Australian.
Aw, man.
Introducing the cone snail, an aquatic mollusk native to the land down under. And as seems to be the requirement when sharing your postcode with a kangaroo, you guessed it, it can quite easily cause your neck snap to be in a coffin. And the way it can achieve it is this bad boy right here. You see, despite most snails having a reputation for being slow goobers that get folded by a salt shaker, the cone snail is a highly effective ambush predator. And you may be wondering, how the fuck is a creature that moves
They
slower
need a
than...
specialized glass to house them? Really? That makes sense, or else they'll literally just fucking snap it.
the GTA 6 development cycle, hunt anything? Well, that's simple. It has a grappling hook. That's right, Gary's murderous little cousin here is a roadhog mate.
Oh no.
And he hunts by slowly but surely stalking up on his prey until he's just within range, and then bang! The cone snail does a quarter circle input, spitting out a toothed harpoon at 90 kilometers a hour. This
How is this
harpoon
possible?
then nails its prey, allowing them to reel it in like he's playing Scorpion. And in case that wasn't
over
bad
here.
enough, as seems to be a requirement for spawning on Australian servers, it's venomous. That harpoon also injects its prey with a highly potent neurotoxin that instantly paralyzes it. This means it cannot put up a fight, as it is sucked into the snail's ginormous maw like a nightmarish version of Kirby. And, just in case you thought for once you might be safe, cone snail venom is potent enough to kill 700 people with one sting. Oh, yeah, and there's no anti-venom. Because it's not enough that it can kill me. No, I have to die knowing there is zero counterplay. Who balanced this
Yeah, who balanced this shit, man? I'm losing to a mollusk player. That's fucked up, chat. Who even engineered Australia? Like, can we ban them?
If you see this thing T-pose, run!
What is that?
Introducing the
Oh,
anteater,
that's an
a goofy
anteater.
little creature native to Brazil, and to understand why the absolute stance on this bad boy is a threat to your health, you're going to have to understand a little about his lifestyle first. Now listen, I know this may come as a shock to you, but the anteater eats ants. And weighing in at 40 kilos and 1.8 meters in
After the US ran away and the British no longer could send inmates there, they had to... Wait, they send inmates to the US? What?
length, he needs to consume upwards of 40,000 ants per day. Now, in order to help him meet his bulking goals, the anteater has a mystery mouse tool stored inside that Excel sniffer. A 60 centimetre long tongue designed to snake its way down an ant colony's tunnel network, smash into their living room, and abduct the entire cast of Bug's life and convert them into a high-calorie meal. However, what that tongue do only goes so far.
That's
An
actually
ant
so
colony
crazy.
Can extend up to 4 meters underground, and termites live in high-rises, which means our boy here is going to have to do a little excavation to get to the goods. But last I checked, an anteater can't go down to Bunnings and buy a shovel. So how does he dig? Oh, that's simple, with the combat knives he has for claws. Yeah, anteaters are permanently cosplaying Freddy Krueger with a set of 4-inch claws, which, proving the effectiveness of a few inches, can crack through f***ing concrete. Now,
I have a
these
feeling
work
this
great
guy has a
digging,
small
but they are
pee-pee.
also more than capable of flatlining you. When threatened, the anteater will rear up into a defensive T-pose. This is your sign, if you are smart, to turn around
And run away.
all the way off. If, however, you were, say, some dumbass trophy hunter who really felt the need to try and stab an animal for no reason other than ego, the anteater will swipe at you with those claws, which are at the perfect height to nail you in a thigh, slip through your flesh like butter, and sever your femoral artery,
Causing you to bleed out in 2 minutes while the anteater watches you go meet your ancestors.
Can you imagine having to explain to your ancestors who felled woolly mammoths you got your packed up by the most unserious creature on the planet hitting a T-pose? Australia's scariest spider is hiding a deep secret. But what is it? Well,
not the
introducing the
spider.
huntsman, native to the land down under, and the number one cause of tourists absolutely shitting themselves on camera. And look, in defense of said tourists, I will be the first to admit, yeah, this looks scarier than a f***ing job application. Those gangly ass legs and the hair make him look like Slender Man's testicle. Now, as if having a negative charisma stat wasn't bad enough, I regret to inform you that the huntsman spider grows up to 30 f***ing centimeters in size, making it the largest spider on the planet by leg span and legally allowing Subway to market him as a foot long. Now, being the spider equivalent of a Ford F-150, you'd think he'd have the common decency to be slow, you know, tank build. Unfortunately, the huntsman is f***ing turbocharged. Now, it's usually at this point in the video that I would inform you that he is also highly venomous, because it's Australia. However, that's his big secret. The huntsman is a big sweetheart. You see, despite looking like an SCP, huntsmen are incredibly timid, and on the rare occasion they do bite, their venom is harmless. In fact,
that's nice.
seeing one of these bad boys in your house is a blessing in disguise, because if you see a huntsman in your home, I guarantee you won't see any annoying ass flies or mosquitoes, because he's eaten them. You see, he understands he's big enough that he should be paying rent, and so he contributes to the household in pest control. I personally have had one of these bad boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they cause car crashes.
What?
Yeah, you see, huntsmen like to hide in tight spaces and cracks, and they do it by flattening out their body to fit into the gap. Now, in the house, that usually means you'll just find them behind a painting, but when you're flying down the highway at 110k an hour and decide to flip down the sun visor because God is trying to flashbang you, yeah, they like to sleep in there and you've just dropped one into your lap. Now, whatever you do,
Don't panic or you're going to crash the...
Hell nah! That's terrifying. No, actually, I almost crashed my car on the highway the other day because I saw a bug in my car.
I beg your pardon?
Well, that was More Parz's compilation milkfeed videos. Well, at least we don't have to deal with the camel spiders. That's true, I guess. Wait, what do you mean camel spiders?